Hola. From the west side. It is me, DC, the Purple Diva. And welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Thursday, y'all. I'm sorry I wasn't around last night, but I had to take care of some things in my offline life. Hey, Mukbang Gelato. How are you? Happy Thursday. Or Friday, if it's already Friday for you. So, although I missed yesterday, a lot of stuff has been going on this week, y'all. A lot of stuff. I want to talk about the Fifth Amendment, but before I get into that, yeah, I figured it was already Friday for you. Before I get into the Fifth Amendment, let me take a drink of my water. I wanted to talk about some of the other stuff that's going on, like with the former, I guess she was the president of the Grammys. Now she's accusing the Grammys of, fixing everything. But here's the thing. Are we shocked? I mean, do we see that as news? She's talking about the ones who do the majority of the voting are older white males. Isn't that the same story with the Oscars? Let me think about it. Yeah, I think it is. And then, hey, Darren. And then she's talking about the fact that, people can be put in at the last minute who didn't make the cutoff or criteria. But here's the thing to me. She brings all these accusations to the forefront after she herself has been accused of making the office a hostile environment for other employees. And she's in the middle of some, BS herself with the Academy of, of Recording. So it makes you wonder what her motivation is for bringing this information to light. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the Fifth Amendment in a minute. It's just really interesting that she decided to bring this information out like right before the Grammys, because the Grammys are this weekend. And Alicia Keys is going to be doing the show again. I love Alicia Keys. Hey, Terry. I love Alicia Keys. And I think she did a good job last year. So I think she'll do a good job of, doing the Grammys. But the most creative and the best artists don't always win Grammys because, like, the lady said, they're fixed. But we already knew that. So you're not telling us something that we didn't already know. You're not bringing anything new to light. And it made her just look bitter. I'm doing good, Terry. I'm doing good. It made her look really, really bitter in this under this circumstance. You know, and I'm sure everybody heard about Antonio Brown now being up on new charges. It just makes me shake my head. Just makes me shake my head in regards to him. But I wanted to get into the Fifth Amendment tonight, guys. Just to talk about it a little, and because we generally only focus on one portion of it, and only think about one portion of it. Yeah, he's got some new charges against him. He does. And before I forget, there was unfortunately a shooting today near a middle school. This time, I believe it was I want to say it was in Oxnard, California. That's where I want to say it was. I'm not sure. But it was in Southern California. Thankfully, it wasn't on the actual campus, but they had the campus locked down for a couple of hours this morning. But they believe that it wasn't actually on the campus, but they did find, unfortunately, a person who was injured. But I'm going to get into the Fifth Amendment. So I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to just read it out, what it actually says in our Fifth Amendment. So the Fifth Amendment reads, "No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service at time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject to the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation." So that's what the actual Fifth Amendment actually reads. And I know a lot of us only think about that one portion of it. Hey, Skies took my drone. You are correct. God's law is the most important. But I wanted to go over the Fifth Amendment for the mere purpose of the fact that most of us, when we think about the Fifth Amendment, we only think about taking the Fifth in a criminal case. We only think about that one portion of the actual Fifth Amendment. But there are other things that are involved in there. There is the right to a grand jury, but it also says that this does not cover, and the grand jury would be for federal. So this doesn't cover like state. This is all of the things. Some of the things in here are at a federal level in the Fifth Amendment. Hey, Nat, how are you? I believe you. I believe you. Sky took my drone. And I don't think a lot of people think about that the Fifth Amendment covers eminent domain. You know, like when cities decide that they're going to take land that is used by you, that may be your private property, because they have a better use for it. You know, think about, I'll give you an example of that being, they built the 105 freeway here in Southern California, in the Los Angeles area. In order to build that particular freeway, they needed people's land. There were houses, people actually, there were houses there. There were streets and stuff, and so they did the eminent domain in order to get that, because when you think about our highways and everything, those are interstates, which is considered under federal, and that's how the states and the cities are able to get those lands, and they're supposed to give just compensation, but the compensation is in the eye of the beholder, and usually what they do compensate is not necessarily what you would consider just compensation. You wrote an eminent domain legal website, Darren? Yeah. And see, a lot of people don't understand, Darren, that eminent domain falls under the Fifth Amendment. They don't even know that that's supposed to protect us in that. Sever story. Okay. California won't last much longer. Okay. Well, I don't know about that. I'm trusting God, and he hasn't given me the word to move. I'm free to move, but that means he's going to provide some place for me to go, right? The other part in here that people don't realize is in the Fifth Amendment is double jeopardy. Where you can't be tried for the same thing twice. That's under the Fifth Amendment. Now, so basically, if somebody murders someone, and they can't be tried, and they're found innocent, and then additional evidence comes up later on, they can't retry them because it's a double jeopardy. Kind of like, O.J. Simpson, y'all. He could never be tried in a criminal case for the death, for the murder of his wife and Ron Goldman.
Alleged.
Because he was found not guilty. He was found not guilty by a jury of his peers. So he could never be retried for that, even if he walked around and foolishly said he did it.
Or wrote a book saying, if I did it, this is what I would do.
Exactly.
Fucking moron.
Exactly. He can never be retried for that. So I mean,
got a hold of that nigga.
So I mean, that all falls under the Fifth Amendment, y'all. He would have been it if it was through you. I feel you on that.
Okay, made for TV.
But I don't think people understand, like I'm saying, the grand jury is included in that. where a grand jury is going to look at the evidence to see if it should go to trial. All of that's under the Fifth Amendment. You know, also your right to remain silent and to be read your rights. You know, a lot of things. But you have a right to a trial. You know, but the only thing we think about, well, I won't say we, I will say a lot of people think about is taking the Fifth if they're on a stand in a court, you know, on the witness stand. That's the only thing people think about. But there are other things. You've got the grand jury in there. You've got double jeopardy in there. You've got eminent domain in there. And let me see, make sure I don't miss something.
Yeah, don't smoke crack.
Yeah. The only thing that this does not cover, you guys, is if you're in the service. So that's why generally when someone does something while they're in the service, that's generally why they go through the military court, and they usually are court-martialed because when you're in service to your country and something happens, you have basically given up your Fifth Amendment rights. You don't fall under, your rights don't fall under the Fifth Amendment for military trials. And Terry, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that, because I wasn't in the military, but in reading the Fifth Amendment, that's what it's saying. It doesn't, basically, if you're in the military, it's not covering a military trial. So what the Fifth Amendment says in simple terms is, let me see. The Constitution section of the Bill of Rights that protects you from being held for committing a crime unless you have been indicted correctly by the police. That's simple terms. But there's other components to it. So that, I just wanted to kind of, really go over that, because in looking at this impeachment trial that's, feels like it's going to be going on and on and on and on, we're hearing all of the things that are being presented. It'll be interesting to see how many people decide to take the Fifth. Hey, Erica, how are you? Yeah. So exactly. So for someone in the military, if they commit a crime or an offense while they're in the military, it goes through the military courts, and they don't have the same rights as you or I would as civilians. So if, and it's interesting because I don't think that, I'm trying to think in all of the time, when they were doing, the Constitution Rock, when ABC had all the education rock stuff on there back in the 70s and early 80s, they never even talked about I don't think they ever talked about any specific amendments in any of those little songs that they did. But it's amazing that people only know one part of the Fifth Amendment. And some don't even know that part correctly. But I think it'll be something that would be interesting to see, since it's on TV, and really, I mean, to me, my opinion, I do think that, based on the evidence that's presenting, if this is what was done, then something should be done. But the problem is that if they don't do anything, if they do nothing, it's going to set a precedent. So this is kind of one of those situations where the Republicans who are in the Senate are really in a very sticky and precarious situation. Because it needs to be some type of checks and balance. Hey, Natural Stay Beauty, how are you? Hey, Big Simple. So I'm obviously carefully watching it, because if this man goes through this full impeachment and nothing is done, it's going to be a little crazy, and it's going to make us as a nation look very crazy. But that's my opinion, And I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I happen to be nonpartisan, free thinking. Because as I said before, neither party is really for us. So it's kind of, and then the fact that they try to make the Republican Party the party for people who are believers. What? Like, what? I'm sorry. You shouldn't be, rather, mixing religion with politics. The two don't really even go together now, do they? Hey, D. I know our government sucks, but I agree with that.
What about the other part?
It's what? It's ours to fix. Yeah. Well, we trying. We're trying to fix it. We're trying to keep people enlightened. But it's still one person at a time. It's still one person at a time that gets enlightened. I'm just looking at the chat. So I've been watching some of the stuff on YouTube too. It's been some really good content. It's been some interesting content too. You know, some of the stuff. I just, go back and watch some of the videos, because as you start to see the clouds clear across some of the stuff that's going on in the Black sector of YouTube, you start to see that some of the stuff is just going round and round in circles, and it all goes back to specific individuals, and it's like the same people seem to be involved in everything. It's crazy to me. Like they're involved in stuff in a whole bunch of different sectors of Black YouTube, which is crazy to me. I'm like, who has that kind of time? Who has that kind of time, y'all? I don't have that kind of time. But as you guys can see, I did post a video early this morning because I made 1.4 yesterday. So it looks like I'm going to make my 1.5 before my birthday, which is weekend. Not this week coming up, but the week after that. It's coming soon. I can't wait. I'm excited as always. Guys, I'm going to put you guys on mute for just 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Thank you, Terry. I'm pushing ahead. I owe you guys a couple of videos. I still have to re-edit another video because the audio on it sucks, so I'm going to have to probably redo it. But I'll probably do that one like tomorrow. I'll do it as a walking video because I did it as a driving video and the audio sucked. So I'm going to do it as a walking video. But yeah, I'm just trying to push forward, y'all. I mean, let me tell y'all, I've been doing some networking around YouTube. Let me tell y'all where the coolest place to go networking is in the 420 Grow community. I guess, because they are 420ers. they're very mellow and they don't do drama. So their chats are really, really cool. You know, some of them, they just, they talk about all kinds of stuff. Sometimes they are actually talking about, their grow life. And sometimes, they're in there promoting channels if they're a growth stream. And some of them are just, mature content channels. Obviously most of them are channels where you have to be at least 18. Some are even 21 and older, depending on where they are in the continental United States, because most of them are in the United States. But I do know that there are some that are actually north of the border, because it's 100% legal in Canada now, and some of those people are, licensed growers. Some of the people that are in the 420 community are people who are doing it for medicinal stuff. So it's really interesting, their channels. Hey Rick, how are you? How are you, Ricky? And it's so funny because I think like last year or something, people were afraid about having even like, I guess, CBD on their channels or stuff on YouTube. And then some other, things similar to YouTube came up. I think it was called Weed Toot or something. I don't know. And I guess it never took off. And so everybody, I guess they all came back over here and they're just doing what they do. But, I mean, if they're in a state where it's legal then to grow, then, what can you say? And I mean, that's in a lot of states. And then you have some states where it's 100% legal for recreation, so you can't even say anything. And we'll probably learn something from them. I know that they don't do drama. I know that it's always happy in their chats. I wonder why. Anyway, I had to say it that way. But they do, but their channels, if you're trying to grow a channel, go sit in some of those chats. Because what I'll tell you is that they are loyal and they will actually come and visit your channel and look at your videos if they like you. They don't, subscribe to your channel and then tomorrow take it away. Which, FYI, if you subscribe to somebody's channel and you take it away, YouTube penalizes you for that. They will start looking at your channel and they'll start sweeping. So it's not a good look to not be a loyal subscriber. But I love some of their streams. I love the Filipino streams. Oh, they're so fast. Their streams move so fast you can't even. Sometimes it's hard to keep up. But there's a lot of really cool people over there, and they have a lot of cool vlogs. A lot of cool vlogs. But I don't know about you guys, but I just noticed, and maybe it's just on the iPhones, but they made a change in the mobile app for YouTube. And it just happened like in the last couple of days. But now the comments, to get to people's comments, it's used to have to scroll to the bottom to comment on someone's video. Now they have it where the comments are up at the top in the mobile app, at least on the one for iPhone. It didn't change on my iPad, so I think it's just on the phone mobile app. Because my iPad I still have to scroll down to the bottom. You know, past all the suggested videos to get to their comments. But yeah, that's the only thing that I've seen out there on the changes. That was a new change I noticed in the mobile app.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't gotten to the point where I'm gonna try my try StreamYard on my phone. Like some people, I don't know how people are able to do StreamYard from their phone. You know, I guess they just deal with the teeny tiny, you know, chat on the side.
Yeah.
Cause for me it's just, you know, I'm already blind, y'all. Y'all see I have, you know, oops, sorry about that. I muted y'all by accident. I have to put on reading glasses, you know, sometimes, or get real close to the screen to read it on the laptop. So I'm not going to even try that. If I'm on the phone, if I try it on the phone, I won't be able to read the chat. I might try it one day. See how it works. Cause I do the scheduling of the live streams. I do that part from my phone. And then I just come onto the computer. See, I can get into StreamYard on my phone through Chrome because I scheduled the show. Like I go in there, set up the live stream. I do all of that on my phone. I've just never actually gone into the studio and seen if it would work. I might have to try that one day. Yep, I might have to try that one day. Do you have an Android or do you have an iPhone, Terry? Hey, Matt. Yeah, Terry, do you have an iPhone or do you have an Android? Android? I think most of the people who've been trying it on their phones have Androids. I don't know. Are you going through Chrome? Because I know I can't go in. I know I can't use my Safari or the what's my other one that I have? Firefox. Try going through. Yeah, download the Chrome app to your Android phone, and you should be able to do it through Chrome. Because I can get into it through Chrome. I just haven't done it. Because I figure if I can schedule it, I'm able to actually go into the app, you know, start, you know, schedule it for later and everything on my phone. Once I figured out I could do that on my phone, I I'm able to do it from anywhere. I don't have to actually be, in front of the computer to do it. And if I figure out I can do it that way, man, see, I might be dangerous. I was like, I might be dangerous with it. I'm gonna have to try it once. Yeah, you got to use Chrome, Terry. It's not going to work. It's not going to work in anything else than Chrome, because even on my Mac, I'm in Chrome on my Mac laptop in StreamYard. Yeah. If you download the Chrome app, then you should be able to do it then you'll be able to go into StreamYard from your phone. You won't be able to see the chat because it's microscopic, but you'll be able to broadcast. And if you have you can put an avatar up there if you want. And I would probably suggest doing that if you're on your phone anyway, so it doesn't try to use your phone camera. Yeah. Because I don't think you can. I don't think StreamYard works with other browsers. I think you have to be in Chrome for it to work. Now, but for some reason, I know that I can't. I don't know. Maybe I can now. Because when I tried to go into someone's chat from my iPhone before, I didn't. It was before I had StreamYard, so I have never tried to go into someone else's chat and go up on their platform from my phone since then, because it doesn't like iPhones for that. But if you're in Chrome, just going up on to use it, that works. Yep, that was it, Terry. That's why you were having the problems. And all you have to do is set it up. And this is what I learned. Is all I do is set it up in StreamYard. You don't have to do anything on the YouTube studio side. It automatically transfers over there. Because there's some other ones, or there's some of the older ones where you had to do some of the setup before, but now, with platforms like StreamYard, you don't have to do anything on the YouTube side, which is what I love. It's seamless. Yeah, but Chrome works. I mean, that's what most, and obviously most companies use Chrome anyway. Google. Everybody uses Google Chrome. And of course, because who owns YouTube? That's why. That's the reason why everything works better with the Google Chrome. That's the reason why. I bet the people who have those daggone Google phones don't have no problem using StreamYard from their phones, obviously, because they're automatically going to come through the Google app. They're automatically going to come through the Google app. But I think the Grammys are going to be interesting this weekend. especially because of the controversy around them. And everybody's going to be watching real closely who wins what. And they're also going to be looking at who shows up in the nominations. You know? And you have to think about, if that's what's going on, then what names might have, excuse me, been put on there at the last minute before they did the nominations. As that lady indicated, like they pencil in somebody else to a category. You know? And I'm wondering which categories that's happening in. You know, because for a lot of years, you know, there was a lot of controversy with the Grammys because they didn't air, you know, the hip hop part. But they don't have a choice because it's in everything now. So it is what it is. Hey, Mukbang Gelato, you still here? No problem. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see the performances. I think somebody said they're saying Khaled's going to be doing something. DJ Khaled. He's going to be doing a tribute to Nipsey. I think that I want to see that. You know, it's sad that, you know, his stuff is getting Nipsey. I mean, his stuff is getting more all his airplay post, you know, his death. I don't even know, Terry. That's how interested I was. I just want to see what's going on. I mean, is there anybody doing any real R&B these days? Who would be good enough? Well, maybe that little chick Her and Normani, you know. Well, I'm sure Beyonce's in there somewhere, you know. Even though her stuff is really more pop, you know, but they put her R&B. Mm-hmm. So. Usher. Usher could. Yeah. Did Usher have something out this year? Chris Brown probably will be in that. He's good. I don't care. You know, yes, he's had a troubled past, and he's got a troubled present with his opinion, when he's talking about Black women, but I digress. But as far as his talent and concerts, seeing him in concert, he is a true showman. One of, you know, best. But let's see. Well, Lizzo, I guess they consider her. Do they consider her R&B, or do they consider her hip hop? I don't know. Maybe she's considered hip hop. Yeah, I don't think Usher had anything this year. I mean, that's what I'm trying to think. Not too many records came out this year, R&B, like that are, you know, of like artists that have been around. It's probably gonna be a bunch of new booties. John Legend had something come out, but wasn't it a Christmas album? And that would have been after the vote. So no. Mariah Carey. Does she have anything? See, you see how I'm thinking? Yeah. Now, Alicia Keys has a new album right now coming out, I guess, getting ready to come out or something. Yeah, she didn't. I like Janelle Monáe. I like that song that Prince wrote for her. That song she did. I like the way you make me feel. I like the way you make me feel. That's it. That's all I'll give you because we don't want to get no copyright strikes. But yeah, Prince wrote that song for her. That was he wrote that for her before he died. And when you hear the song, it's got him all over it. So Lizzo is considered hip hop. That's what I thought. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because she's so bad on her flute, because she's a bad flautist. She is bad. Yeah, I'm sure she's up for a Grammy. Well, at least we know Cardi B won't be up for anything. She ain't putting nothing out. I'm trying to think on the female side. Missy did put something out. I don't know if she made the cutoff. Missy's album might be in there. I know. That's why, but I think it's who her stuff appeals to. I'm sorry, they don't know. Millennials don't really know what hip hop is. They don't know. They think they know. It's morphed into, because here's the thing. Hip hop is supposed to be conscious. That's what it was created for. All the rap and stuff that it was a message. All this talking about women, talking about material stuff and all of that stuff. That wasn't even what it was really about. But that's where we are now. Yeah. Because that's where they brought it. Yeah. It's not even the same. But that's, like with Lizzo, she's considered hip hop. And I would consider her more, even though she's not my brand of rhythm and blues, she'd be more R&B than hip hop to me. And her songs are poppy to me. So, they don't have the grit that hip hop is supposed to have. Like my boy D Smoke. I'm just gonna see how his career builds. That boy got fire. That boy got fire. That Last Supper, that song, y'all. That song. Telling y'all. But the thing is, Terry, the fashion and then the dudes that are these guys, that are talking about the streets, they don't even know no streets. You know, they soft wannabes. And the ones who really are from the streets, they're not talking about that. They talk about conscious stuff. They have a message, but they're few and far in between. You know, Lizzo is the new Shaka. I think not. She can sing, but I'm not going to give her Shaka. No, no, no. Shaka's still here doing her thing. She can never do My Funny Valentine. She will never do the Shaka Khan and Rufus stuff. Nope, 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 nope. Nah, she's talented. She's talented. But she's not Shaka. Shoot, there's some other girls out there that can sing better than her. You know? And that's not taking anything from Lizzo. But Shaka Khan, she will never be. Never. Well, yeah, she went pop, but her pop was R&B that sounded that just became popular. Because Shaka never lost her soul. Her stuff was, she just made R&B popular, but it was still considered R&B. Even Shaka Khan, you know, the one Prince did for her.
Sweet thing.
You heard me say it, Shaka Khan. The one Prince did for her. You heard me say it. But it still had an R&B undertone. It just was a popular song. Everything that Prince touched was popular. You know? Because she took the song and they changed the song and they upbeated it a little bit more from his original. I feel for you. You know? Hey, Raining Woman. But I'm sorry. You know, Lizzo is a musician who can sing. Shaka Khan is a singer, a diva. You know, it's like Shaka, like Patty. Come on. I can't even give her that. She's going to have to be around for a lot longer for me to give her that. Because she hasn't done enough, you know,
He joins us now. He's an
to me.
honorary Oscar recipient.
Yeah, she hasn't done enough to me, you know, and she's just sitting on that little poppy bubble right now. But they calling her hip hop. With the, you know, but that's what the Grammys are calling her. You know, it's, you know, they have a hard time calling any black music anything that's not a black music type of term. You know, they do. I mean, they just don't know. It's like if an artist doesn't fit into any of those black music holes, then they don't know what to do with them. You know, like think about it. Think about it. When Lenny Kravitz first came out, dudes rock all the way, you know, and they didn't know how to market him because what he did is what they don't think we listen to. Like, do they not realize that we listen to Jimi Hendrix, you know, and that we actually created rock? Okay, you know. Oh no, I'm not going to take her talent away from. She's very, very talented. She needs to be around for a minute longer before we start comparing her career and stop and the way she's, you know, switching up her musical styles to the way Shaka did it, if you know what I mean. Because Shaka wasn't really changing over to the other music. Her music was R&B that was accepted as popular music. That's all. Pop is whatever's popular, and it can be R&B, it could be country, it could be anything, and be pop and be considered popular music. So, you know, but I think, you know, that the fact that she is a musician, she's going to have a long career, you know, because she doesn't just have her singing to offer. You know, now if you wanted to say Alicia is very soulful, but I would think that maybe because Alicia went from one type of R&B and then she became more poppy with her R&B, you know, under the tutelage of Clive Davis, because that's what he does. That's what he did to Whitney. That's what he did to Alicia. You know, so if she's with a record company that's trying to make her hip hop more poppy, then that's what's going to happen, you know, because, you know, record companies decide stuff a lot of times, but it sounds to me, based on things that she says, that she's got a lot of creative control. Nope, nobody can mess with the Queen of Soul, Miss Aretha. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Aretha. Yep, she's from. Her brother went to college with my dad. I think he was in my dad's class, as a matter of fact. Yep. Her brother, the one that was her manager, was in my dad's class. Yeah, because my dad's older than Aretha was. Yep, she was. Gosh. But you guys remember, like, y'all know The Masked Singer is coming back. I like that show. But I just thought about the fact that Patti LaBelle was on this last season, and the season before that, Gladys Knight was on it, and they have those type of voices, like Aretha that can't be disguised. Like, even though they had on a mask, the whole time, you knew it was Gladys the first time, and the second time, you knew it was Patty. It's like, and Patty said when she came off, she says, well, this is God's, she said, my voice is my gift. It's God, is my gift. She said, I can't disguise my gift. She said, and I knew that you knew it was me. And I knew that you knew I knew that you knew it was me when she was, on The Masked Singer. But she was, anyway, she did really, really good on there. Well, on this last season, Mr. Wayne Brady won. Mr. Let's Make a Deal. So, I mean, he can sing too. He has a really good voice. He can sing I would say he sings as good as Jamie Foxx. And his voice has a similar timbre. A similar timbre to Jamie. They sound very similar. Yeah, I know you are, D. Yeah, well, it's supposed to be coming back on right after the Super Bowl. On Super Bowl Sunday. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who masked themselves up again this time. It was interesting to see that the little chick from The Real made it all the way to the finals, Adrienne Bailon, but she has a really good voice, so. I know. And they both did the Masked Singer, but neither one of them won. And then I'll tell you who was on that one this year was Chris Daughtry. He can really sing too. It was a few people on there that were surprises. But it was interesting that both Raven Simone and Adrienne Bailon were both on there. So you had two of the Cheetah Girls on there. Funny. Yeah, Jamie does have that Oscar. He does have that Oscar. And Jamie has had a record contract before. Jamie has always said his first love is singing, but acting is paying his bills. So he keeps doing the acting and he's good at it. He's really good at it. I mean, he's picking some really, really good roles. He picked some really, really good roles. Shoot, I have to give it to Eddie. That Dolomite was an excellent role for him. He did his thing on that one and in Dreamgirls. He's been doing some good stuff, good stuff lately as well. Well, we're not going to talk about that one, Matt. We're going to just leave that one over in the corner. We're going to leave that one over in the corner. That movie was just crazy. Okay? I think we all hated Samuel L. Jackson in that movie. We just hated his behind in Django. Yeah, that movie. But, well, y'all know that they wanted Will Smith. They had asked, rumor is, allegedly, they asked Will Smith to do that role, and he turned it down. And Jamie didn't have a problem with it. So, I mean, but Jamie's the one who has an Oscar, and Will just has an Oscar nomination. So, got to put it from that perspective. because, you know, that movie was just crazy. Made you mad though. It was like, and wasn't Kerry Washington in that movie? And what's his name? Johnny Depp. Yeah, didn't like his character either. Didn't like his character either. Yeah, that movie. That's one of those movies that, you know, you see it and you're not in a big hurry to see it again. Cause you're like, you know, I don't want to see Sam doing that role again. You know, it's like I don't want to see him doing that. But shoot. But I think that the Grammys will be interesting. I really want to see that Nipsey Hussle tribute. I hope that they do something, you know, good. Because every time there's a tribute to someone who died the year before or during the year, they always fall so freaking short. So we're hoping. We can only hope. You know. But I mean, Khaled's been doing some good stuff to keep, you know, Nipsey's memory alive. So we'll just, you know, hope that, you know, he gets some of the real players in there with him, you know, like a little Snoop Dogg in there, you know what I'm saying? Some of the folk from the West Side. Hey, Unique, how are you? Thank you for coming. Yeah, I hope that they do a really good job for Nipsey. It would really be bad if they don't. Because, I mean, they've already messed up some really good ones they should have gotten right. They should have gotten Aretha right. They dissed Natalie Cole. So it's like, you know, I just don't know. Because I don't think that they understood the impact that Nipsey had. And you know, granted, obviously he had a much deeper impact here in the Los Angeles area. But it really did reach outside of this area. And I don't think the people here understood that either. Because you couldn't see it through what, you know, they wanted you to see it, but it happened nonetheless. I know, that was so funny when that happened. His character deserved that. Couldn't have happened to a better character. Couldn't have happened to a better character. I know, Matt. Exactly. You can hear it. You can hear his tone in your head. You don't even forget that part. It is funny. So, yeah. Now y'all got me thinking about that movie. I wasn't even thinking about that daggone movie. I was thinking about other movies that Jamie did, obviously. You know, like Ray, which I watched over the holidays. you know. And shoot, a couple of other ones. What? Oh, Any Given Sunday. Remember when he played the football player with his short butt? You know, knowing how tall Jamie is, it's funny to think that he played a football player in that movie. Yeah. And then the one where what was that one that he played? He was like in the CIA or something. They kept blowing people up in Washington. Can't remember the name of that movie. Came out a couple of years ago. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. But he's done more good movies than bad. I mean, everybody got a bad one in there. If they, let me think. Does Denzel have any bad ones? Let's think about it. Did Denzel do any bad ones? Well, he did do that Shakespeare one. It wasn't bad. It was just corny. But he did do that one. But I can't think of any bad ones that Denzel did. Nope. Can't think of one. Which one?
Heart Condition.
Heart Condition. Okay. But that was when he was early in his career.
Mm-hmm. Startup.
Yeah. So Heart Condition was Denzel's bad movie when he first started his career. Oh, the one with I forgot. Yeah, that one with him when he was a cab driver and Tom Cruise was the killer. That was a really good movie. Yeah, that was back when they were still friends. That was before. that was before. Yeah, Collateral was before Jamie got with his ex. Yeah, that's when him and Tom were still friends. I don't know if they're really friends anymore. I mean, how is it, you get with somebody who thinks you're their best friend, one of their best friends, and then you get with their wife, ex-wife. And that's kind of weird. Law-Abiding Citizen. That's the movie I was talking about. Matt. Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, I think we watched part of that one over the holiday too. Yep, Law-Abiding Citizen. That's the one. That was so shady. And then they tried to hide it. Like, come on, Jamie. Tom already had insecurities. And then, because y'all know how she left him. Let me just tell you how I was like, you talking about cold. She left like a thief in the night. She left like a thief in the night, getting away from that Scientology. They call it a religion. I call it something else because I don't think it's a religion. My brother, when he used, before he moved to the South, yeah, he used to live in the apartment building that he lived in. A whole lot of Scientologists lived in it because it was right across the street from their celebrity, center in Hollywood, California, in the Hollywood area. Yeah. So a lot of them lived in the building that my brother lived in. And just based on my interactions with them, yeah, cult to me. Yeah, Jamie don't care. I know. And them Scientologist people are crazy too. And that Jamie's not in that mess, so I don't even see how they would. But hey, he's friends with Will and Jada too, so But most people of color, black people don't mess with that Scientologist. We don't mess with that stuff. But yeah, he was bold. I mean, and it was like they tried to hide it for years. For years they tried to hide it. Which was just silly. It's like, we all know y'all together. Why are y'all trying to play like y'all are not together? So stop it. Yeah, grown folk trying to pretend like they're not together. And then they keep saying they broke up, but I don't think they broke up. I think they just took their stuff back underground. Yeah, hey, I just have my opinion about it, so to each his own. But like I said, my brother lived in the building with them. And he lived right across the street from that celebrity center in Hollywood, California, which I believe is like one of their main headquarters. Yeah. And they were just kind of weird and into weird stuff, and y'all, if you haven't seen the Tiffany Haddish's Netflix thing, she talks about her short stint as a Scientologist. Didn't last long for her because she couldn't follow their rules, which is why I'm telling you why most black people are not part of Scientology, because we're not gonna follow those rules. We're not. So we're not going to separate ourselves completely from our family and all kinds of just nonsense. And if you just go into what they believe, it works for them as far as getting to be more successful and everything, but it has nothing to do with any type of spiritual life. So that's what I believe. But anyway, guys, I am about to get off of here because I have a 7 a.m. meeting for work tomorrow, which means I'm going to be starting work earlier than that because I'm not going to start my day with the meeting. So I'm going to get off of here tonight. I will be back tomorrow. But until then, guys, I thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for hearing my conversation on the Fifth Amendment. Just going over a little bit of that. And for those who are listening to the playback, I hope you enjoy it as well. And the Grammy situation with the allegations, perfect timing. And tomorrow's Friday, and my son is going to be going away for the weekend. Do I sound happy, y'all? So anyway, yeah, L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah. But until tomorrow, guys, we will be having some Friday finesse tomorrow. David won't be here. David is going to be gone because tomorrow is his father's birthday, and he's going to be spending time with his daddy. He's going to be spending time with his dad. Now he's getting happy. He's doing his happy dance, y'all. Y'all should see that. He's doing a happy dance. But y'all, until tomorrow, I offer you guys peace and blessings, guys. See you guys until tomorrow.